and all the controversy of the Bisping-Hamill fight was how good Bisping's wrestling is, and that's what I said. I said a lot of, when we were talking about, you know, how I thought this fight was going to go down, I said everybody overlooked how good Bisping's wrestling was. Every time that Hamill took him down, he got right back up. Hamill had trouble taking him down, and I felt that Bisping learned a lot from that fight, and basically was going to go into the same type of fight with Rashad and could fix a lot of his mistakes.
Dana, could I ask, is there any chance of having a top of the bill fight, even though it's not a championship fight, as a 5-rounder? Because there was a feeling at the end.
You know what's funny you said that? I swear to God, the whole time that I was watching that fight, I said, damn, I wish this was 5 rounds.
Well, there we go, so we're going to have that then.
I agree. You know what? There are a lot of fights. I'd like to see Chuck Liddell and Wanderlei Silva go 5 rounds. Yeah. You know, there's fights that I'd like to see do that, but, you know, it'd be, you know, I think we'd have to talk to the fighters and say, you know, you guys want to go 5 rounds?
Yeah, because we're slightly biased as Brits, obviously, and because we felt after 5 rounds, Michael would have won the fight.
Right, I hear you. I think that I'm the same way, man. I'm a fan just like anybody else. I'm like, damn, this would be fun for 5 rounds. Me and Matt Serra were saying that during the fight. Yeah, I don't have an answer for you, but I agree with you.
Hi.
Hi.
I know Michael lost, but how far do you think he can go? What does the future hold?
I don't think he lost anything tonight. I think tonight was one of those nights that, you know, he had a lot of controversy after that last fight. You know, I told you, well, those of you that weren't here at the press conference, I'm serious. I've had, you know, I've been in this game for 7 years, and, you know, before that I was involved in boxing. I've seen a lot of bad decisions. I've seen decisions worse than the Hamill-Bisping decision. You know, I've seen, you know, crazy stuff happen. I've never had more response to it. People wanted to kill me after that fight. When I got back to America, I had more death threats and people saying I'm a piece of shit and I'm fixing fights, and it was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. And I think he squashed that tonight. You know, Michael Bisping is for real. He's a tough guy. Rashad Evans just went to a draw with Tito Ortiz, you know, and these guys put on an awesome fight tonight. And a lot of people, you know, still don't understand how this sport works. That was a chess match tonight. Those two went out there, and that was a very technical, entertaining fight.
You know, you had said the winner of Evans and Bisping would become the top 5 fighter. That begs the question, will we ever see a ranking system where we would actually know who the top 5 fighters are?
The problem is that if I start making a ranking system, it will be very biased. I think people would think that, you know, but some of these other ones suck so bad that we probably should do our own ranking system. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, too, this sport is still in its infancy. The sport's still so young, and there's a lot of work to do. People always talk about, man, this thing is so big, you guys made it, and you know, I don't think we're not even close. We haven't even scratched the surface of how big this thing's going to be. There's still so much work to do. So much work to do with scoring and judging and rankings, and there's so much stuff to still do. I don't think, as big as this is, we're not even close to how big it's going to be.
Dana, when you talk about growing the sport, how important is it to you as the president of the UFC to eventually get this sport sanctioned in New York, where you can have a battle at MSG, the world's greatest arena, arguably?
It's very important to us. You know, we focused on a lot of all the other states that we've focused on in the last 7 years. There's over 33 states now, and you know, we're here and we're focused on New York now. Everybody always asks me, why isn't New York done yet? And I said, because we haven't focused on New York yet. Now I'm telling you, we're focusing on New York, and hopefully as fast as things can get done, hopefully 2009.
And how important is Mark Ratner, that plan?
Mark Ratner's very important for that plan. I mean, Ratner's been important for us moving into all these states. One of the most well-respected, knowledgeable men ever in the history of athletic commissions.
Like Rashad, you wanted to make a statement in this fight. Do you feel like you made that statement that you wanted to?
You know, it wasn't a knockout, so I guess it wasn't, you know, the statement how I wanted to. But in its own right, it was a statement for me because, you know, I went in there with a fighter that was tough as hell. You know, and he just wasn't, you know, he wasn't gonna lay down. And you know, it was probably the best Bisping that has ever fought, and he was a very tough opponent. So you know, I do feel in some rights I did make a statement.
I think what's tough for Rashad too is that Bisping didn't get the respect he deserved in that last fight. Like I said, his wrestling was phenomenal in that last fight against Hamill, and going into this fight, Rashad, you know, had that against him, that people thought that Bisping lost the other fight.
Rashad, were you surprised it was a split decision?
I was, because in my mind I thought I was winning, but I knew, you know, it was a very competitive fight. But he did a great job in the fight. You know, he was there, you know, blow for blow, and he had some great counter, defense on my takedown and stuff like that. So, you know, I wasn't too surprised it was a split decision, but I definitely thought I won off the ground.
You don't seem that happy, Rashad. Is this how you normally act, or what?
Well, you know, it's not how I wanted to finish the fight. You know, he was a very tough opponent, and he may have been tougher than I definitely expected. But you know, I hold high standards for myself. You know, and I feel like I didn't live up to that potential. But you know, I'm a young fighter, and I think that on the way to the top, these are the kind of lumps you can take on the way.
Houston, can you give an assessment of your performance tonight?
You know, my opponent, he's probably one of the best, you know, jiu-jitsu guys in the world. And the way I fight, you know, I would grade myself a C. You know, I really didn't go out like I wanted to, because, you know, he's a great fighter. And I would give myself a C on this one.
Yeah, question for Michael. Well done despite the results.
Thank you.
Have you got any feelings on the reaction of the crowd before, during and after?
They can all go to hell. You know, I mean, when I fight at home in England, you know, the crowd's fantastic. Someone's always going to get booed, you know. Elvis Sinitic got booed, and he's probably one of the nicest guys walking the face of the planet, you know what I mean? So, you know, I don't really take that to heart. You know, so, you know, someone always gets cheered for, someone gets booed. I think I maybe won the crowd round a little bit towards the end. But, you know, I don't take it to heart.
And you thought, as you said in the ring, you thought you'd won it?
I did, yeah. You know, I think a lot of people seem to think I won it. You know, they've all come up to me. The emails have already been coming in saying, "Justice, you loser," and things like that. You know, so. But yes, I suppose some people might say it's poetic, even though I still think I won the last fight. But I think I won this one. It was a close fight, Rashad did well. You know, but as they say, don't leave it to the judges.
Thank you.
Karo, how did the personal issues affect your performance?
You know, I don't like to basically come up with excuses, but not that much. I just didn't train as much as I was supposed to for the fight. I trained with Extreme Couture, which is the best camp in the world, for about 3 weeks for this fight, where I trained 6 weeks for the Berkman fight. As you guys saw, my hands weren't the best in this fight, but I still came. I felt wherever I felt comfortable in the fight, that's where I went, and I took him that at will, and basically just control the whole fight, and got a W. It's the main thing for me right now.
Dana, who's gonna fight Quentin Richardson next? Quentin Jackson, Rampage.
Who's gonna fight?
Is Rashad the number one contender now, or is it gonna be with the winner of the Liddell fight? Who fights Rampage next?
Yeah, Rampage is out for a little while. He's going to sit out for a while. We got some plans. Can't talk about him yet, but we got plans for him. And no, it won't be Rashad.